Hello review watching people, it's Andrew the review dude, and today I finally have a chance to give you my opinions on the latest phone that I have been using for my daily driver, and that is the Pixi 3 Alcatel OneTouch and a 4.5 inch screen in 4G. This is the second phone in the sub $80 phone reviews that I am doing at the moment. The first one was the ZTE chat, and you can find the videos in the comments below for this one. And I have now been using the Pixi 3 for about 3 weeks. Alright, quick shout out to Pink Genie Bottle, hello there. I thank you for your comment because it's the kick up my backside that I needed to make this review. So thank you, please keep commenting, good stuff. So without any further ado, here is the review for this little Pixi. Straight away as I started using this phone, I noticed a much improved performance over the ZTE chat. So the little Pixi 3 has the MediaTek MT6735M, and the ZTE chat has the MediaTek MT6572. So on paper there's not much between these two chipsets in terms of overall performance, but when we start digging into the specs we can see that the Pixi 3 has 64-bit support, has a lot higher CPU clock speed, is a quad-core processor, and it really shows once you start using the phone. Furthermore, the Pixi 3 also has 1 GHz of memory, whereas the ZTE only had 512. So overall the improved processor and the 1 gig memory definitely allows you to get a much better experience out of the Pixi 3. I mentioned a lot of lag in the ZTE earlier on, and this even at this next step up Pixi 3 phone, we can see the difference. You can see that the phone responds a lot faster, everything starts up, there's still delay, but greatly improved over the little ZTE chat. The multiple pull down top menu is something that takes a long time to get used to. I think I've been using the phone for 3 weeks and I'm still not used to it. So in the Samsung series with the OneTouch interface on top of Android, I quite got used to the easiness of accessing everything. Whereas with the Alcatel, the menu requires multiple touches to access multiple things. A great example is the pull down menu from the top. Right? So it's basically 2 touches just to pull the settings up, and then there are certain things that are not accessible from this menu. For example, the volume cannot be adjusted here. You have to use the volume rocker. Okay, in the hand feel for the Pixi 3 is greatly improved over the ZTE. So you might have seen the review for the ZTE, and I did notice on that phone that it was very slippery from the finish, the shiny finish on that phone. The bottom edge had the curved profile, whereas the Pixi 3 has a much more traditional rounded edge, but then comes to a much more squarer edge where the screen is. You can see that it's a thicker phone. It's a much more traditional profile, a little bit old school, whereas the ZTE I think tried to create a much thinner, more modern type of a look. The ZTE is thinner, but the height and the width of the actual phone is quite comparable. They're very similar. You're either going to be a fan or really dislike the buttons on the front of the phone. I actually quite like them. I am now starting to have a preference, which is to have the back button on the left and the multi-use button on the right. C3. That slightly better processor definitely shows through on the usability of this phone. So everything is much more responsive. You're not sitting there waiting for things. The camera is very stock standard. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but is probably on par with the ZTE. Even though it has more megapixels, it is not much in terms of performance there that is going to make you want to preference one over the other. One of the things that I did notice using this phone is the screen brightness. So out in the open, it really made it quite difficult to see the screen. So in the shade, yes, doable,
but as soon as you have any glare whatsoever, the phone was like I found myself hunched over with my hand covering the screen to try to get a better view. So that is one place where the ZTE actually is an improved screen over what we're finding here in this Pixi 3.
There you have it, my thoughts on the Pixi 3. This is only the second phone that we are looking at in this price range. There's going to be a couple more coming up soon. This phone is something that's starting to approach something that is not a massive compromise over your premium phones. It is a step above the ZTE. Alcatel have made a fairly good phone here, and it's priced, for a phone that was released in March last year, built to a price point, but definitely something that is still quite good. So yeah, that's where we're sitting at the moment. This is the budget phone so far that you might want to consider if you aren't wanting to spend a lot of money. Stay tuned, there'll be more on this phone and other phones coming up. I'm looking to make more reviews, hopefully with slightly more frequency, but it's just being a little bit tricky because I'm back at work and it's a bit hard. But yeah, look, if you have any comments or ask any questions, please do. I'm trying to respond as fast as I can, and please subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, thanks everyone, until next time, bye.